today we are going to seam a herringbone carpet. The reason I'm going to do this, eventually everyone's going to have to do it. Well, eventually if you've got a room that's an odd shape or whatever, an odd size, you're going to have to put a seam in it. So what we're going to show you today, that herringbone's the more difficult of carpets to seam. This is a polypropylene loop pile. So the tools you'll need for this, obviously you're going to need your knives to cut you. So I've used 2 different bits of carpet as well to show you that we're going to join these up as best as possible. You can make your own determination once we're finished. Then we've got our seaming iron, which we will pop on now, up to
How much do they cost you, E? Seaming iron?
We bought this years ago. This was about 120.
That's
so
not
probably
massive,
about 150 now. Maybe they might be a little bit cheaper, but crane, and this is a crane one. Crane's probably the best mate you can get, or one of the best mates.
Right. And what else do you need? Seaming tape?
So we've got our gold seam tape, which is this stuff here, and a porcupine. Now, sometimes you don't need to use your porcupine because on flat weave carpets, they can be a bit of a, they can ruffle the carpet up the wrong way.
But so you use that on what, a cut pile?
You use it on a cut part. Again, you don't be too much pressure with it, because what it does is you can see where you've joined up if you put too much pressure on. Because what it does, it puts the pile differences together, the pile directions. Let's
give it a go then, shall we?
But we'll have a go. But we're just going to wait for that to heat up. We're just going to get this prepped up. So I'm going to put some underlay underneath the 2 carpets. We're going to get our tape cut, and then we'll come back and we'll show us seaming the 2 carpets together.
Yeah.
So what we've done here, we've cut our seaming tape. So what we're going to do is pop it underneath halfway. You see this black line? So we pop it halfway there, and then we put the other bit of carpet halfway the other way. And then we're just going to match the pattern as best we can, which is here. That's it, yep.
That seaming tape, is it sticky on the top where you put it on?
Yeah, so this is a glue that's on the top of it,
right,
which I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the iron to it in a minute.
Oh, and then it heats the glue, and that's what makes it stick. So you can move it round if you have to now.
Yeah.
And then when you've got it in the right place, then you put the iron on and it melts it onto the back, I guess.
Exactly. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that apart. That part. I'll pop seaming iron here. That's spot on now.
It smells like incense, like you said.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So now what I've done, I've matched up the pattern here, as you can see. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like so. So now what we're going to do is just let this go off a little bit, and then we're going to slowly slide across, like so, to about there. And then up again.
So this is making the glue go off now, so it's sticky.
Watch your feet. Generally, when I'm doing a seam as well, we'd have a stretcher. Obviously, because this is such a small bit of carpet, the 2 small bits of carpet, I don't need it. Well, I say we don't need it. Let's wait and see what it looks like once we're finished.
So what you would be doing with the stretcher, you'd be pushing it in, would you?
Yeah. So now, there's a little bit of a mistake I've made there slightly, look.
So what's the mistake you've made there then?
So as you can see, what it's bled through. You can see the glue's bled through the carpet there.
Right.
So I may be able to nap that off once it goes off. Let's see. But as you can see, that's not a bad join at all.
No.
That's joined up pretty well, if I want to say so myself. So what we do now, we're just going to let that go off.
That's not bad at all, is it? Actually, you can't really tell where the join is now.
We'll let that go cool.
Yeah.
Another thing you must do, if you're ever fitting a carpet with a seam in it, you must make sure that this goes off completely. So you make sure it goes completely cold. Do not try and stretch this onto one wall or another wall of a join when it's warm, because otherwise it will just pull the seam apart.
But once it is, it'll bond really well.
It'll bond like it's basically one bit of carpet. Well, it should do. If not, then there's a fault with the tape, or obviously you haven't left the iron on it long enough or whatever.
But it is that strong that it's almost like one piece of carpet.
Yeah, well, it's just the same sort of process, I suppose. You're gluing it. You like a liquid glue onto one bit of carpet and onto another bit of carpet.
That is pretty tough.
So it should be, yeah.
So as we're doing anything can happen, because we've never joined this carpet before, have we, in fairness? So why did that happen then?
Because I left the gun on it a bit too long.
You left it on too long?
Well, the iron on it a bit too long.
Right, so the tip
And what I did was I pushed the carpet together, and what it's done is made the glue ooze up through.
Right.
So I've put a bit too much pressure in that part.
Right. So what's the remedy for that then? You've got to time it right. It's a bit of a skill really for the
Well, it's
timing.
like, yeah, obviously you only get one shot at it, because if you do get it wrong, then obviously you have to cut it back again and put a new bit of carpet to join again. You have to do another join.
So that's what you do in a real life situation?
Yeah.
Then? So really,
We're going to see if we can
firstly,
fix this.
you've got to, if you've got a new carpet, because we work with the same carpets all the time really, don't we?
Yeah.
So we know how to join them mostly.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's not rocket science, but obviously if you've had some practice with seaming carpets, it always helps.
But with this particular one, if you were going to do it, you'd probably think, right, first time I might get it wrong, so don't do the largest, make sure you've got enough carpet to get yourself out of
To redo
trouble.
it if you wanted to. But I mean, to tell the truth, that's not bad at all. I mean, that's come out really well.
Well, you can't really see anything with it. I suppose you might do with your eye, but I can't see anything.
No, I can't even mind. I'm like Mr. Magoo, aren't I? Or I am Mr. Magoo, one of those.
So you're just going to, nap a bit out here
Well,
and there?
I'm going to push this back in now, this glue, and see, because it's starting to go off, but it's still pliable enough that I can push it back down. And there you go, it's disappeared.
Right. So how long will it take to actually go off now and set?
So it'll probably take I'd leave it for about 20 minutes to half an hour.
Right.
Just to make sure that it goes off completely, because if you put your hand on that now, you can feel that it's still warm. So you want it to go completely cold.
Right.
Then you'll know that the carpet is ready to be stretched onto the wall or whatever you're going to do with it.
All right, so let's come back in 20 minutes then and see how strong it is.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. So this has been 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how strong it is. So get the end of it.
So this is probably stuck to the underlayer.
Yeah.
There you go. So as you can see, look, we're pulling.
Oh man, it is. It's incredible.
So that's tough as you like, mate. Look at that. Look.
Yeah.
That ain't going to come apart at all.
No, that's amazing.
So
that is how to seam a join then.
And as you can see, you can't see it either.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. All good.